Welcome to Chat with the Prez. This is Leslie Vargas, Riverside Community College District Public Affairs Officer. Sit back and enjoy engaging conversations with students, colleagues, and community leaders, all hosted by Moreno Valley College President, Dr. Rudy Besikoff.
Pull up a chair and join Leslie and me, as always, for episode number 12, Beyond the Bell, Understanding Middle College at MVC. What title? Leslie, Middle College is one of those programs people think they understand, but often don't. What can our listeners expect from today's conversation?
Well, Dr. Rudy, you're absolutely right. Today's episode is all about clarifying what middle college really is, how the MVC model works, and why it's such a powerful option for students and families. We'll talk about how middle college differs from dual enrollment and concurrent enrollment, what future applicants and parents should know, and how MVC students are earning college credit, sometimes even multiple associate degrees, I heard, while enrolled in high school. So we're excited to welcome Julio Gonzalez, Director of Middle College High School here at Moreno Valley College. Julio is currently on tour visiting local high schools, I heard, because applications for next year are due soon. So the timing of this conversation could not be better.
So Chat with the Prez is a tour stop for Ulu on his whirlwind tour. Wow. What a setup, Leslie. Before we dive in, though, remind our listeners how they can stay connected with us after the show.
Yes, listeners can email us at prezhour@mvc.edu, like us on Facebook at Moreno Valley College, and follow us on Instagram and X at Moreno Valley College. Dr. Besikoff is also on social media. You can find him on Instagram at Dr. Besikoff and on YouTube at Dr. Besikoff Talks Education, where all past shows are available.
Our audience, as always, welcome to Moreno Valley College. I am Rudy Besikoff, very proud president of MVC, which is the only higher public education, I'm Rudy Besikoff, president of Moreno Valley College, the only public higher education game in town since '91, and proud home of the Mountain Lions and Mountain Lion Nation. Yeah. You know, Leslie, like so many things in the president's office, this show comes together through teamwork. In addition to yourself, Chris Rangel keeps us looking and sounding good behind the scenes, with Tiana Thomas in my office coordinating our guests, great guests such as Julio today, and co-hosting with me, as always, is you, Leslie Vargas. Leslie, middle school, high school, what's a memory that stands out to you?
My favorite memory, I think, from high school for me was graduating.
All right, okay.
I was over AP classes and all the constant reading and staying up till 2, 3 a.m. And I shared with you guys before that I grew up very poor. So like, if I was like looking at the street light to try to do my work or get things done, that was I couldn't wait to be done with that because I was an overachiever and I didn't know how not to be. So,
you know, I think that you're an overachiever is no surprise to listeners and viewers of our show. Julio Gonzalez, welcome. How about you? What's a memory from high school that stands out for you?
A lot of them, but one in particular was my freshman year. I joined the ski club.
Oh,
and I was the only freshman. But ever since 8th grade, I saw a news channel airing a special where there was snow on the mountains and people were skiing. And since that point, I told myself one day I will go skiing. And so that was one of the few clubs I was part of in high school, was at the ski club, and it was a lot of fun.
Favorite place you've skied?
We would ski at Badger Path.
Where's that?
That's in Northern California.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Is it up near Tahoe or where's?
no, I think it's closer to towards Yosemite.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's been a few decades.
So you stepped away.
Yes. So
I go back. They have now skates instead of skis and snowboards. Skates came out this year.
No skating.
I'm going to do snow skating next year.
I tried snowboarding, and it is
Right. All your instincts from skiing.
Yeah.
Not only do they not help, but they actually hurt you. And that was a painful lesson I learned back in my days. So.
it's a lot of fun, but it's a little harder on the back.
Yeah. All right. So you know what? Tell us a little bit of just before we get into middle college. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey to becoming a director.
So after high school, because I grew up in the Central Valley, I went to Riverdale High School.
Where's
Riverdale is in the Central Valley.
okay.
It's south of Fresno.
Okay.
But after high school graduation, I came to UC Riverside, where I earned my bachelor's in human development. And in the summers when I was in high school and part of my time at UC Riverside, I would work in the agriculture fields. And very wise co-workers, more senior and workers. They always told me that I was better for than just working in the fields. And in my community, that was mostly what was available. And so when I got to UC Riverside, I just saw so many more opportunities. And after I graduated, I stayed back. For about 2 years, I worked part-time, both at an outreach department, at the outreach department at RCC, and as a tutor for foster youth services. And later on, I was successfully employed as an outreach specialist at RCC, then went on to UC Riverside as a regional coordinator for the early academic outreach program. Later moved on as assistant director for an upward bound math and science program. So I was at UCR for about 6 years before coming here to Moreno Valley College as the director of the middle college high school program. And so that experience, one, the lived experience through just going through that educational journey and all that support from counselors and teachers, but as well as my professional experience of always working and supporting students. I always, even though I worked in post-secondary institutions, I was always working with high school students and helping them navigate from high school to college and all the different options and supporting those efforts. So,
Take us back to your freshman year at UCR. What was the transition like?
it was definitely life-changing because for the first time in my life, I didn't have, because I lived in the dorms, I didn't have to ask permission for anyone to leave. So that was a huge shock because prior to that, anywhere I went, oh, can I go here? Can I go there? And I live in a ranch, so there wasn't much to do or many places to go to. But that was a unique experience and just learning.
Finding your independence. Okay.
And also yourself. Because growing up, I always felt, and this is all subconscious feelings, that I needed to be a certain way. But coming to UCR, I didn't have to be a certain way. I was just me. And so discovering who that was in different aspects of my life, but just who I was and what I wanted to focus on.
So if Director Julio today went back to UCR freshman Julio and gave him any advice at all, what would you tell him?
I would say, just even though the road is going to be tough and even though there's going to be some disappointments, just keep moving forward because at the end of the day, it is all worth it. All of it ends. Sometimes the hardships make you realize and appreciate everything that you have and always take advantage of every single opportunity that you have.
All right. So I kind of warm us up with the average to good questions. So I'm going to turn to Leslie for one of our great questions.
So I want to just go in straight. I want to ask about middle college because I know when people hear about middle college, they just assume everything is well of stuff. They really don't understand. They don't want to, leave their environment. But then it's so much more. Like our middle college program is different than so many other colleges. So what do you say about that?
So yes, middle college is not this specific structure, but it could be many different structures that it could be implemented in many different ways. There are some middle colleges that have freshmen, start off with freshmen. Others that start off with sophomores. Our program is a 2-year program that works with high school juniors and seniors. So that's one key difference. And middle college, by definition and how it initially started, is the concept where you have high school students completing their last year, so we're completing high school, aim in college setting. So that's one of the distinctions of middle college or a early college or dual enrollment, where middle college is by definition a high school within being college. Our program is a 2-year program, and another distinction is that our students complete all their high school and college classes here at Marina Valley College, but they're still students of their home district, and they graduate with their cohort, and they're still able to participate in different extracurricular activities at their home high schools. Currently, right now, we have students that play football, that play basketball, that are part of bands and other extracurricular things.
So I mentioned just what advice you'd give yourself, but to these students who come to the college campus for this first semester, what do you find yourself telling them the most often, or kind of how are you guiding them? What are you saying?
One of the things that I seem to say a lot or repeat a lot is that I tell students that middle college is an opportunity to get ahead, an opportunity to save both time and money. But that this opportunity, like any opportunities, they're only as good as one will make out of them.
Right.
And so if they take advantage and commit on a daily basis and not procrastinate, they will definitely achieve many great things here at our college.
Okay, so I'd like to stay with you as a professional for just a second. I know, for example, teaching, I spent time teaching overseas, that I really wanted to stay in the multicultural classroom, and that was kind of where my magnet led me, if you will. What was it that led you to focusing on high school students, even though we're on a college campus, just coming into this? Because clearly with your pathway, that was your North Star. So tell us about that.
I think part of it was accidental.
Okay. Tell us about the accident. Those are always the best stories.
My biggest supporter in high school was a counselor, Miss Bundy, and she connected me to different opportunities. She pulled me one day and encouraged me to take something different. I had done well in my Algebra 1 class, and she recommended I do Geometry and Algebra 2 the same year. So I did it, and I was successful. She introduced me to the Upper Bound Math and Science program at Fresno State, which I applied and I was able to participate. That also had a positive impact in my continuations in my education, in my post secondary education. And even at UCR, I had advisors that were key in keeping me motivated and guiding me and just helping me be successful. As a college student, I was part of the AmeriCorps as well as the Berry Academic Arts program. I was a university ambassador. So for both programs, I would work with high school students and provide encouragement, guidance, and it's a little different now, but as a college student, I was able to work with students and go over their transcripts, help them apply to financial aid.
Okay.
Since that right now our students aren't able to do without a professional, but it was a little different back then. So that also inspired me, and working through outreach and just helping students understand their different options, because I tell students that after high school, they only have 3 options. They can enlist in the military, which is a great option. They can go to work, because we need employees in every single industry. And I tell students, imagine if we didn't have farm workers who don't get paid a lot and work under harsh conditions, what would happen to society? And so society needs every single job that we have. The question is, and I would tell students, the question is, what do you want to do? And what do you need to achieve that? These kind of experiences, it was my inspiration to focus my professional life in my professional work in this field, and also the reason why I went on and earned a master's in counseling, because at one point I was considering being a high school counselor.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was just before I got this position. And when I got this position, I was like, you know what?
You know, I would like to hear a little bit more about your graduate school experience. But before we do that, I'll go ahead and remind our audience that you are tuned in to Chat with the Prez, available on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Also, the show can be found on YouTube with the Dr. Beskoff Talks Education channel. All right. So before we get to kind of getting your master's and things like that, I have to say, just, you know, as a new president, you're trying to get out in the community. And it never fails when I'm in Moreno Valley or in Paris, especially if with educators, Leslie.
Yes.
I introduce myself, and as soon as I say that I'm from Moreno Valley College, the next question I get is, "Do you know Julio?" Or say hi to Julio. What's gotten you out there so much? People know you more than they know me. I mean, yeah.
So that's the fortune of being blessed with the opportunity to have been working here since 2008. And throughout those years, just meeting a lot of great people. I also had the opportunity to serve under Val Verde's Unified School District Board.
Okay.
Where I was
Board member.
Oh, right. I used to be where you were. Yeah. And so I was a board member for 8 years. So for 2 terms. And through that, I got to work with amazing educators from Val Verde Unified as well as Moreno Valley Unified. And I seen a cool co-worker, what would it come? Friends from the schools that would start off as counselors, then go on to APs, then principals, and sometimes even assistant superintendents or superintendents. So
it's funny how peer pressure works, doesn't that? You're like, well, what about you? Let's get that into. I'm curious. Your 8 years as a member of the school board, how has that informed the work you're doing now as a director?
Oh, it's been influential because it allowed me to get to know even better our K-12 system and also introduce some of the opportunities we had here within the college. I honestly felt like a bridge between the district and the college. And I, again, had a very close and have a close professional relationships with managers within both districts. And so
I find that out every time I get out there. Yeah.
because what I see is our community. What I see is our students. Regardless of what district or what high school, I just see our community. And so when I'm working with any professions, regardless if it's MBUSD or BBUSD or NewView and our partners out there, all I see is our students and how can we help them, how can we guide them, how can we best support them. So it's all that focus. My North Star is trying to do what's best for students.
Do you remember the meeting with all the counselors with MUSD and BBUSD that we had at Ben Clark? Do you remember that? Okay. Leslie, I've had a story to tell here. It's our show, so I had to take a left turn. Okay. So this was 2 months ago, maybe a little more. We had essentially, and Julio was part of putting this together. It was Nikki Thurston, the chair of our counseling department, was also part of it, as well as some of our leadership. But there was essentially a gathering of all high school counselors just to kind of meet and greet with us. And I gave opening remarks, and just as part of what I said, I talked about, as a high school student, my counselor who was so influential. She was actually my freshman English teacher. We read the Odyssey, Homer's Odyssey. And then I thought I was going to get her again for my sophomore year, but she decided to switch over and become a counselor. And on top of all that, she was volunteer firefighter. That's the other thing I remember about her. Her name was Valerie Southers. And I don't know if you remember this, Julio, my opening remarks, I talked about her. I almost got a little bit emotional just because she was a big influence for me. So you all carried on with your meeting, and I came back to the office. And while I was driving, I pulled over to the side of the road, and I looked up her phone number. And I called her.
Oh, wow.
And I said, thank you. She's like, yeah, I think she's in her late 80s now. I'm sure she didn't remember who I was, but just the experience of talking about the impact, the counselors and people like you for providing support. I think that means a lot. And today, I think we're not even 25 minutes in this conversation. You've talked about several of your role models. So
I still talk to my high school teachers. Their phone numbers are in my phone.
Really?
In
Okay.
holiday season.
So Leslie, tell us one who really influenced you.
So one of my favorite teachers in high school is my English teacher, Mrs. Sinton. I was a straight A student. She was the first person to give me an F on the paper, and it was the first time I wore fake fingernails. I didn't own a computer. We had a typewriter, and I was telling her it was not that I didn't know. She said has so many errors, but trying to type with fake fingernails on a typewriter, it was just very hard. So she's like, I'll let you do this paper over. But to this day, like she knows my kids. I see her like and talk to her on the holidays. But yes, she's the one who really pushed me to write. We had a 10-page paper due every week. So by the time I got to college, they'd be like, 10-page. I was like flying through because this lady was already like pushing me to the edge. So
As you're working with students in middle college, what kind of mentoring do you find yourself providing most often?
Well, I try to be accessible. I try to encourage and motivate them, and just help them and remind them of what they're able to do, and just being there for them. And I will also add that within our department, in addition to my support and guidance that I provide our students, we also have an amazing middle college high school counselor, Mrs. Rodriguez, who I think, not I think, I know that for many students, she is the best role model. She works individually with all our students in creating an education plan, a middle college education plan outlining all the different courses that they're going to be taking here with us based on what the student wants to do and what they need for A-Gs or high school graduation.
Sorry, the A through G, what's that?
The A to G are the list of courses that students need to complete to be eligible for the UCs or CSUs, for the universities.
Okay. Sorry for interrupting. You were talking about the count. Sorry. Tell us more.
And so she works individually with each student, and every single term after a term is completed, she reviews her transcripts to make sure that the student is all on track. And it's through her guidance that our students are able to accomplish their academic goals with us, and why we have so many students graduating with one or multiple associates. So she's amazing. She is definitely one of our peers.
now do students, I just want to ask, do students have to be a star student to apply for middle college?
No.
Okay.
So what makes a good middle college application?
The problem and the biggest challenge within our program is that every year we have to not accept good students. For the last several years, we've received over 300 applications, and from that, we're only able to accept 100. And so we know for a fact, I know, and I see the students in our transfers, that there are really good students that if they were accepted would be successful, but it's that limitation. And it's that limitation because of our current structure where we only have 3 high school teachers and there's a cap on how many classes they can teach and how many students they can have. And so within our current structure, that is the limit. And that's the one thing I don't like about my job is when I'm not able to bring in a student who really wants to be part of our program, because they can only apply to our program once in their high school time, which is right now.
In the sophomore
year. Yeah. And so last night we had our information meeting night where we had over 350 students and families attend our meeting via Zoom webinar. We recorded the meeting. We're going to put that meeting in our Google Classroom that we're using to house our Ruben forms. And that recording will be added to the Google Classroom. So for families there, because of work or other obligations, we're able to connect so they can apply. And the application deadline will be on Sunday, February the 8th at 11:59 p.m.
So if, let's say that you mentioned info sessions, are there things that you sometimes advise some of these sophomores to put into their applications that otherwise they might not have expected that need to put in?
So I tell students to apply. It's a little intimidating when you see the number or you hear the number of people that are here in the past and how many could be accepted. So I tell them apply, because if you don't apply, then of course you won't get it. But if you apply, you'll have a chance. I also emphasize that within our application, the first half, they're just checking off on what's applicable for them, typing in their names, their parents' name and address. And the second half is um, our writing responses. And in those writing responses, I tell them that it's not an essay, so they're not intimidated, but that we want to learn more about them. We'll look at the transcripts, and the transcripts don't always tell the best story of the estimate. That within the writing response, they can share, because life happens. And so they can share some of the questions we ask, share about your home life, your school life, your college and career aspirations. And there's a section there where they can share if there was something that happened that affected their grades. And so when we're reviewing applications, we look at that and pay attention to that. That is one of the factors that we look at. And every single application is reviewed by 4 different individuals. Our application review committee is made up of high school counselors, our partner who's from our partner schools, as well as our middle college teachers and our middle college counselor. So that is the committee. In every application reviewed by 4 different people, and we get an average score and go from there. And so we know that our process is not perfect because we're not able to accept all the students that want to be part of our program.
Let me ask this question though. You touched on it a little bit, talking about the essay part of the application. Whether it's an admissions essay, a scholarship essay, how would you advise people in terms, especially our students, and things going into that application that maybe would take them by surprise?
I would ask them to, first of all, don't wait till the last minute to complete this application. To maybe copy the questions, put them on a Google form or a Microsoft form, and work on it. Reflect on it. Share your story. I do warn students that if they share something where we are concerned for their safety, it's our mandated for 4 years, and so we will work with our counselors in making sure that the student is safe. But share your story. What happened? Why, this bad grade was? What happened? What led to that?
But what's some of them, maybe some of the good stuff that, there's no need for them to know this, but that they should share? What are some accomplishments or some good things that they might overlook?
Definitely share what your career aspirations are. Yeah. What you're planning to, what college or university you're considering in attending. Share with us. One of the questions is your school life. What are the different clubs that you're a part of? What are sports or just as much as you can, and as much as you feel comfortable in sharing. But that is your opportunity to allow us to get to know you as a person more than what transmission say watching.
So I have a question just real quick before you transition. So you accept it could be the C student who probably would be better in middle college. You're at their step. They would probably benefit from not that, all day structure at school. Then maybe the straight A student. And now they're all in the same class together. How do you keep both? How does a faculty member keep both students engaged? Because they're at different academic levels now at this point.
Our structure is one where we have students that need Algebra 2 and students that do not. And we need to have a class of no more than 35 students. And so depending on the number of applicants that we have that need a math class or do not, determines what the breakdown of our acceptance is going to be. 2 years ago, 200 students needed Algebra 2. So from that, we selected 2/3 that were going to take that math class with us, and 1/3 that was not. This past year, tutors did not need the math class, and one third did.
That's a drastic change.
Yeah.
Okay, so we really, you gotta look at demand. I mean, we should let a kite question that's there. Wow.
Yeah.
Fascinating conversation. Can you stick around for the second half of the show? Excellent. All right. Well, just a quick reminder to our audience, who we appreciate so much, that you are tuned in to Chat with the Prez, available as always on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and of course on my YouTube channel, Dr. Besikoff Talks Education. Well, Leslie, as we transition at this point of the show, just as always, want to remind our audience that Moreno Valley College supports students with scholarships, including out of my very own office, the MVC President's Excellence Fund. This is for currently enrolled students who may be in the middle of a term experiencing something like, I don't know, a flat tire. Maybe some books disappear, something like that happens, and it suddenly is an obstacle to complete the semester. So students, if you are enrolled and experiencing such an issue, contact my office at 951-571-6161, and we will provide information about this one-time scholarship opportunity. Also, to support students this way, we got to find the money.
Yes, we do.
MVC partners with the foundation here in the Riverside Community College District, and we jointly invite companies, community leaders, members of the public to consider giving not only to the President's Fund, but maybe a different type of scholarship or something that really feels that matches your desires with the needs of our students. This can come through, of course, in the form of scholarships, but we also look at opportunities for the college to purchase instructional equipment or make use of other educational resources that go straight into the hands of our students. And as far as the warm fuzzy, so to speak, besides the benefits that come with helping our students, this is all tax deductible. Charitable gifts go to the RCCD Foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit. If you have questions about this, please visit the foundation's website at rccd.edu/foundation, or you can email them at foundation@rccd.edu. Well, you know what? A lot of the time, a gift, it's a very personal thing, and if you have questions, you can reach out to me directly at rudy.besikoff, rudy.besikoff@mvc.edu. And then a final pitch, of course, I'll just share with our employees. You know what? That monthly payroll deduction can be as small as a cup of coffee a week, the cost of that. But Leslie, what could that turn out to be over a course of a year?
I mean, it could be 2 classes that we pay for students, but also tuition for tuition. Yeah, and it can also be a Chromebook, maybe one of those expensive math calculators. It's a lot that we can do to help students.
Yeah. So anyway, if you have any questions about payroll deduction, which is what allows you to do that, or any questions about giving, Executive Director Jeffrey Katz, Kaatz, at the foundation, or I can provide answers to your questions. Also want to shed some light on our outstanding partners of MVC, and I'm going to go a couple different directions here, Leslie. A few weeks ago, the City of Paris, one of our great partners, just through joint efforts between us and Mount San Jacinto College, we opened the Inland Empire Trade and Technical Center, the Paris Center it's now being called. And one of our amazing partners, Procter & Gamble, is already offering instruction out of that great facility.
Oh, wow.
You know, the future is always bright, and we look forward to seeing some of the collaborative things we're going to be able to do with that center. All right, so let's bring back in our guest, Julio Gonzalez. So far, so good?
Yes.
Okay, we've only had 3 guests pass out on set, just so you know. So your health should be okay. We do have water standing by. I think, was there a medic in the hallway? I don't remember, but all right. So tell us, you've started to talk about the application to middle college, and that was certainly fascinating. Now, tell us a little bit about the program itself, just kind of from zero.
Okay. So the students start in the summer with the United's class.
Okay.
They take Guidance 48, which is College Success Strategies. After that, we start in the fall, usually the 3rd week of the fall. Of August. And we started a week before the college classes. During that first week, we first provide fall orientation for all students. And then after that, for 2 days, we go visit universities.
So now let's get to the first fall. Tell us.
And so we do field trips for 2 days. And on the So this is Tuesdays and Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on a Thursday and a Friday, we did team building activities. And so we create activities. We break up the students into 4 groups, so 50-50. And we create icebreakers where they can get to know one another.
Could you give us an example of one?
One is
That's because I know college might seem daunting to people, and I want to unpack it a little. So go ahead.
we give them a sheet of paper and a pencil. We ask them to write their name, their home high school, why they joined middle college, and what is their favorite dessert. And we ask them to build a paper plane. And 80% of the students have no idea.
Too much technology out here.
And so I show them. And once they have their paper plane, we divide the class into 2. And for about a minute or so, they're just throwing the plane from one side to another. And at the end, they pick up a plane and open it up and introduce the student that's on that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What comfortable life that gets it up here.
So I'm sorry. Please continue. The fall semester, I'll be at orientation.
And so we do those 2 days of team building activities so students can get to know one another and just break that ice. Because, even students that are coming from the same high school, it doesn't mean that they know one another. So through this, we're hoping that they feel more comfortable in reaching out and just start to create these friendships.
Sure.
These friend groups. And we just start getting ready for day 1. Day 1 of school, we provide for them their textbooks, which are provided by the school districts. And I just help them find their classes, and they start off. One of the first things we do also within one of our classes is that we provide students with a tour of the Academic Resource Center, the Tuberate Center, so they know what that support is, how to connect to it. And one of our classes also connects the students to the iMake Innovation Center. And also they connect with the Wellness Center for different presentations.
So they could use our resources as a middle college student.
Yeah, and they also take advantage of Monty's Market, which is
Slide for police security and discuss that. Wow. Yeah. No, it's really kind of that whole student look at that. That's great.
Yeah. So they also learn about ASMBC and
For student government. Wow. Really?
yes, and our seniors, because of their schedule, they're able to be more involved with ACC. And currently right now, I would say I'll be half or a little more than half of our students are part of ASMBC. They're helping run the different events and activities.
Okay, what do you mean because of their schedule? Do they have a different schedule?
Yes. So the seniors take classes from high school classes from 8:30 to 11:30, and the juniors take high school classes from 12:20 to 3:20. And so many of the activities are taking place during college hour, which is when our high school students are in classes.
Okay. And what are they often doing with the other half of the day when they're not here with college?
Classes?
Oh, they actually take classes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of the little college home, and then go out and take college classes. Okay.
And for the juniors, they start out with the college classes and then they come to us.
Okay. A modality of learning, can they take online classes? Do they with the access to the college schedule?
Yes. Really? Yes. And we have some students that just want to do house online classes
Okay.
because of the flexibility. But we strongly encourage them to do it in person because we feel that they get more out of that. But again, the online classes add a flexibility where they can do other things, continue being in their school sports or sure different activities, and some of our students even work. But also allows them to be part of ASMBC because they have that flexibility. So that online option has been a game changer. Prior to COVID, every year we would get about 30 students graduating with an associate's. And after COVID, more options were available. And through that, our students were able to take more classes that's worked in their schedule because there was less time conflict. to our high school classes, to their activities, or to college classes with them themselves. So the online opportunity created just more flexibility, and students are still able to do more.
Okay, so they get oriented in the summer and then the beginning of fall, and then they have the high school portion of their day, and then they go and take college classes for the remainder of the day. That's amazing. All right, so we're gonna have a little fun here, Julio. I'm not the president. I am a freshman at Moreno Valley High School.
You told to go to Valley View. He said
It's a Valley. I'm a Valley View. Okay, I'm a Valley View. I stand corrected.
Tell me why I should apply to Minter College.
So can we pretend you're a sophomore?
Sure,
Okay.
I'm a sophomore. Go ahead, fire away.
Okay. So in my presentation, I share with them that, as I was saying earlier, how many of you know how many options you have after high school? What are your options after high school? And I don't know, and I don't ask too many questions because my presentations are kind of brief. But I tell them after high school.
Well, you're telling him he is the tip of his deal, right? He's
So-
telling you, yeah.
And for the purpose of this discussion, Rudy is fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Rudy,
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but after high school, you only have 3 options.
On 3.
After high school, you can enlist in the military, which is a good option. You have really good benefits.
Okay.
Good opportunities. So that's one option. You can go to work. And
Wait away.
other just schools. And just know that every job is an important job, but they don't all pay the same.
Okay.
And so, that's an option.
What's my third option?
Third option is you can continue your education.
Oh, okay.
And we are very fortunate that we have different options. You have community colleges, you have UC, CSUs, and private universities. So you have many options. What you're doing or not doing now is shaping those opportunities. Because if you want to go into a career that requires a bachelor's or a college degree, what you're doing now is helping or not helping, because universities are going to look at your 10th grade and your 11th grade to determine your GPA eligibility.
I'm only 15 though.
And so, based on the job that you will have in the future, that is going to shape everything.
Really?
Based on that job, because I don't know if you research and you can Google this, but how much does it cost to buy a house? How much does it cost to rent an apartment? How much does it cost to buy a car, have it insured, pay for gas and the different maintenance? How much does it cost to, buy the clothes to support a family? And so that job is going to dictate all of that. And you may be thinking, I'm only 15. But as a sophomore, I don't know if you can remember that first day of high school, walking into this big high school and looking at high school students that look like adults because they have mustaches, and those seniors just looked old. That freshman year came and went. Sophomore year, because we're in the second semester now, that first day of sophomore year, walking in, you have friends, you know the lay of the land. Hey, how's it going? That first semester of your sophomore year has come and gone. It wasn't too long ago that we were celebrating a new year. We're now in February. Time does not stop or slow down. And so what you're doing now is helping or not helping your options after high school, which is going to impact that future career. And so all of this is for you. You need to want it more than we do. We want the best for you, but you need to want it more. We've done our part, but what do you want to do and what do you need to achieve that? Middle college is an opportunity where if the career you want to pursue requires a college degree, you can start.
So I guess start college and high school. That's what you told me.
Me and his father don't make that much money, so
Well,
how I
Tell you what, before we answer that question, I'm going to transition from 15-year-old Rudy to host Rudy and provide our audience that you are, in fact, tuned in to Chat with the Prez, available on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spotify, and that this show, whether you're 15 or a president, can be found on YouTube at the Dr. Besikoff Talks Education channel. Okay, back to that finance discussion.
yeah. So
and so I tell students that, research the careers. And if you do need a college degree, which I think many careers you need, through middle college, you can start college now. And this idea of high school students taking college classes has been implemented, has been in place since 1989 here through middle college. So for about 26 years. But it didn't start here with Miranda Valley College. It actually started in the 70s in New York at a community college. And so for decades, high school students have been taking college classes.
Yeah.
And so the majority of you, most of you, are ready for that.
Okay. I feel sense of confidence. Okay.
And so this opportunity, some of the benefits are that unfortunately going to college is not cheap and it's not free. There is financial aid and there are some scholarships that you can apply to. I think financial aid is generous to some people, a little more than others. But there is a cost associated. UCR, which is around the corner, living at home or living in the dorms, there's a difference in price. But that price ranges from $35,000 to $42,000 based on their calculations. And so financial aid, scholarships may help with that, but there's a cost. Through middle college, every year, the majority of our students are completing our program with more than 1 year's worth of college. And last year, 77% of our students completed a college degree, which was 2 years of college. And so within our program, you're able to finish, if you finish our program with 1 year's worth of college, and it costs $35,000 to attend UCR
But how about
for 4 years, that's how much you're saving. So regardless of where you go, if you're paying 1 year less, that's what you're saving, a UCSSU or Miranda Valley College. So in our program, you can save money. We're not a scholarship, but you can definitely save money.
Okay.
The second thing is if it takes 4 years to earn a college degree, but through our program, you finish one, that means you're graduating 1 year earlier. You have an extra year of your life to do whatever is next. No one can buy time, but through our program, you can save time. And so some of the benefits of our program include that you can save both time and money with the program.
Wow.
But does it cost me money now?
Thank you.
That's important.
Our programs is not 100% free. You do not pay for the cost of the units. You do not pay for the textbooks.
So Leslie, that's $49 a unit savings right there. Yeah, and multiply that by 15. Sorry, go ahead.
And then
I know what.
the only thing, which is some books could be $15, $20, some books can be $250. And so the only thing you pay are student service fees. And per semester, it's $59.50. But if that is a little too much, out of the three required fees, out of the three fees, one could be waived, which is the student service fee. So instead of being $59.50, it could be $29.50.
And the student services fees help them use basic needs, ASMBC activities, things like that. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting into now. So getting them waived at $29.50.
Yeah,
That's the cost of college, $29.50.
per semester.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
nice.
and we make this information available because $59.50 for some families that's nothing, but for other families that's pretty significant too. And so we just make that information available with our juniors because of when they're taking their high school classes, they're not able to take advantage of the resources and free food that ASMC provides because it takes place during college hour when they're in high school classes. So we tell our juniors that they have this option. And for our seniors, we inform them, discourage it because of the benefits, because they can participate in those activities. Yeah.
So you've got high school juniors and seniors coming in. They're within their middle college classes, and then they're engaged in the campus in college classes. What's campus life like for them?
For every student, it'll be a little different.
Sure.
So for students that are still connected to their home high schools and I'm here, they'll take care of classes, go to Montes Market or go to the tourism center, and then go to their schools to do the after school activities. Other students, they're here most of the day. and they're engaged with their ASMBC, helping out with different
A lot of kids right in there with student go. Oh, that's great.
yeah, we have students that are part of different programs here on campus as well, different clubs. Some students are part of the guitar classes, and so they're very engaged in that. Others are part of the MESA program, and just they take advantage of the opportunities that we have here. So the day is a little different for every single student, just because depending on what they have been on.
So I'm hearing from you that a lot of our students really gauge in kind of that extracurricular student life here.
Many of them do.
Wow.
Especially the seniors.
So what is it that makes them want to do it?
One, as a high school graduation requirement, they want to complete community service hours.
Okay.
That's one fun.
Right, so that's only one facet. Yeah.
Many of them just want to be a part of those efforts. And I think they're really great opportunities to help them further develop on their leadership skills and be a part of our college. Some of our students, as part of ASMBC reps, participate in committees within the college, and it's to me it's amazing when they come in and they share. Oh, I was part of this committee with a professor and our deans, and they were asking for my input, and so it's definitely helps them a lot.
Okay, I just because our students are under 18, I'm not going to ask this question about current students, but do you have a student success story about a graduate, somebody who's out there now that maybe people would love to hear?
Well, we definitely have a lot of success stories. One in particular is this student was before my time.
Okay.
But this student has been within our community for many years. After middle college, this student came from, I believe it was Friendswood High School. I forget. But he was a special ed teacher. He worked here at our college. I forget the exact role. After graduating middle college, and he became a city council member. Later on, became our Roanoke Valley city mayor, Walker's one, and
Did they also become a district supervisor?
he is a county supervisor.
Wow.
For
I'm guessing the last name Gutierrez might be it. Yeah.
yes, it is. Yeah.
Wow. Supervisor Gutierrez was a product of our middle college. Yeah, county supervisor.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's.
How, on the occasions when some of your success stories, your graduates pay it forward, how do they do so?
In different ways. This fall we had two alumni that went to UC Riverside and graduated, and they started a nonprofit organization. And that nonprofit is working with senior homes and home hospice. And they reached out to us to help them create some ornaments, some decorative socks, and write postcards to these residents. And our students just embraced it. They were thinking they were going to have to come back a couple of days to achieve their goals. And then one day, just our students all happily help out.
Any alumni ever come back and interact with our middle college students currently enrolled?
Yeah, we have some that come back and share their journey, their experience, and they're always eager to come and share. And many of our alumni, they don't go too far. We have students that go on to UC San Diego, UC Irvine, UCLA, UCR, Casa San Bernardino, and all the different surrounding universities. Sometimes they come into orientations and share to provide that inspiration and tell the students that I was in your shoes, I was in that seat a couple of years ago, and now look at where I'm at, and you can be there too. That's yeah. Yeah, this past fall we had a student from UCI and a student from UCLA that came in and talked to our students and orientation.
Wow, that's amazing, and it's great to hear. I mean, whether it's Supervisor Gutierrez or some of these alumni, just continuing and paying it forward and being a benefit to our community. Really appreciate the time today, Julio. This has been a fascinating conversation. It was good to be 15 again for a minute, but just to our audience, whether it's prospective parents, family members, supporters of some of our high school freshmen and sophomores, if they want to know more about Middle College, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
I think calling us at our office, our general line, which is 951-571-6463.
Yeah.
Or emailing us at mchsprogram@mbc.edu.
Okay.
But I would say that if any sophomore is considering applying to our program, take advantage of that opportunity now, because that window will be closing on Sunday, February the 8th at 11:59 p.m. We encourage students to submit that application next week, because they have any questions or any concerns or anything, any technical issues, so we can help them. It's because on Saturday and on Sunday is the Super Bowl game. So
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Thank you again, Julio, and you're welcome back on the program anytime.
thank you.
As we wrap up this edition of Chat with the Prez, I would like to thank all of our guests, our community members. Shout out to Supervisor Gutierrez, Middle College alumnus, our co-hosts, our guests, and of course those working hard behind the scenes to support the program. Most importantly, though, I'd like to thank you, our MVC and RCCD audience, as well as those up and down the great state of California. Whether you're tuning in from down south in the 619, big shout out there, or all the way up north in the 717 and the 530, or if you're somewhere in the 916, maybe at the legislative level, thinking about great programs such as Middle College. Thank you for tuning in. Also, if you're part of LinkedIn Nation, the Instagram crowd, or the YouTube audience, we're still growing. Thank you as well for your support of the program. Most of all, if you are tuning in right here from Paris, Rancho Las Perras, Nuevo, Good Hope, Lakeview, Lakeview Hot Springs, Mead Valley, Mission Grove, Orange Crest, Sedona, Woodcrest, El Casco, Paso de Lago, Merino Knolls, Merino Beach, and of course, right here on campus at MBC, this is your show and we want to hear from you. So as we close up this episode of Chat with the Prez, get in our cars and try to dodge all that traffic on LaSalle before getting onto the 215, the 60, the 10, or the 91. Leslie, take us home.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Chat with the Prez, hosted by Dr. Rudy Besikoff. This is co-host Leslie Vargas, and if you have a suggestion for a future show, please email us at prezhour@mbc.edu.